All right, welcome everybody to Hell Boss. Do, do, do. Yeah, I know I don't have any like intro music.
Yeah.
What?
So we are going to have our technically our fifth session, but episode 4. So as you'll notice, nobody has their cameras up. That's because some of us are having some internet issues with storms, so we're just keeping our cameras off to hopefully make sure that things go a bit smoother. And then we will also have we will have music.
Ooh,
And if it's loud for
it
my
is pretty
players,
loud.
go ahead and right click on the probots and turn it down to like 25%.
Oh my god. That is so dope.
To like an 80s. I'm still looking for music for the good ones for
I
this
like
campaign.
the Stranger Things vibe.
So yeah. All right. So this is what we're gonna go with tonight. All right. So where we last, actually, let me start off first before any introductions. Does anybody have any announcements?
No.
Just a reminder, the next episode of Song of the Wilds will be tomorrow.
I love you all.
I love you too,
Aw.
Ash.
Love you
Oh,
too.
Evan and I are signing our marriage certificate on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah! Let's go!
We got everything set up. We just got to go to the county clerk's office, pay the fee, they give us the paper, and then we're done. And then in the eyes of the government, we are wed.
Just don't wait like 3 years to change your legal name, Carly.
I won't.
I did that. I was still an oldie, but legally I was a walker.
Oh gosh.
It was bad. It was funny though.
Noted.
All right. Awesome.
Get Hell Boss merch. Currently, or what?
I'll get a beanie eventually. Money's been a little tight.
Hats, blankets, cups, kinds of stuff.
We promise no one's being murdered. Our window's open and there's a lot of kids in our neighborhood.
Oh,
If you
Gotcha.
can hear the
Please.
screaming, I apologize.
All right. Yeah. No. Not hearing anything yet. So.
Okay. There was a very loud scream outside our window, so I thought maybe you guys would hear it, but never mind.
Oh no. No, but now noted. Nobody is being murdered on your side. Got it.
We got a fairly nice neighborhood, which is nice. Anyway.
All right. So if that was all that we have for announcements, we are going to go ahead and start the session. Last session, we actually left off with our players, our characters all going back into the Hall of Mirrors that they had escaped from. They all decided that this would be a good idea so that they could do some investigations, and Helena wanted to see if she could get some cool loot, saying as there were a couple other people who got something and she got nothing.
Oh,
It was rather rude of the House of Mirrors not to give Helena something. What the hell, House of Mirrors?
Like, huh? Is it because I didn't go through like a fucking trial? I see.
All right. So yes. So we are taking off once again with the group having arrived at
That's
the House of Mirrors.
racist.
they found a few things around. Mostly it just looked kind of like a plain old, building, brick building, just a one-level brick building. But they did find an interesting symbol. Alvaro decided to stay more towards the front of the building to see if there, just to kind of keep an eye out. Everybody else had gone around back. Now, previous episode, since unfortunately we weren't able to have our creepy little vampire, Scarlet was actually left back at the kind of duplex apartment building that the headquarters for the World War. Sorry, my brain is like half functioning, but we'll get through this. So we are actually going to go ahead and start off back there, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to see what the heck happened when Scarlet woke up. She will wake up and then she will find that there is actually a nice plate of food with different breakfast items on it, that Shenron had left her at the end of before the rest of the group left. So we kind of want to know, what the heck is Scarlet doing now?
Scarlet's gonna look for something sweet, anything she can find, the sweetest, sugariest thing she can.
All right, we're gonna make this an easy roll. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a investigation? Like I said, this is gonna be an easy one since the thing is right there in front of you.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, it's taking a second.
Oh, you're fine. Awesome. Like I said, an easy roll. Really, truly, the DC is only 5 on that one because, again, it's sitting right there in front of you. However, I mean, you were a little groggy because you just woke up from a long night of sleep. However, when Scarlet looks down, she does see just this absolutely delicious, decadent-looking, big cinnamon bun that's just sitting on its own plate. And it's got the icing oozing off of it, and it looks buttery and fluffy.
She shoves it in her face.
Proud of you.
And then eats it as fast as possible.
I mean, she is a 7-year-old, so it makes sense. Just shove it in her face.
Plot twist, Scarlet is Kirby.
Devours everything in one go.
Oh, sorry.
You baby.
Alright. So, Scarlet's absolutely just shoves this cinnamon roll in her face. She's got crumbs all over her mouth. She's even got some of the frosting just like caked around her mouth. What is Scarlet gonna do next?
Go and try to find somebody.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and do we're gonna go with a perception check this time.
Yes.
Yes.
My perception is better than my investigation. Thank you very much.
I don't know, a +4 is still pretty decent.
Yeah. 13.
I mean, you hear it. You hear noise downstairs. Not a lot of noise. It's not like people are partying, but you do definitely hear voices coming down from the main level.
She's gonna go towards the noises. And by go, I mean I run very quickly.
All right, so she runs downstairs. First one, let's see. All right, so as she runs downstairs, first thing that happens is boom, she smacks into basically we'll just say it's a wall of fuzz. However, when she looks up, she doesn't see the person that she thought she would see. I'm guessing that she thought she would see. She doesn't see Roller. And she doesn't see Stitch.
Oh.
Actually, it's not a living person at all. What she just smack dab and ran into was, well, it's basically a bear statue. However, it's not a bear. It's my god, my brain is blanking. What is that? Hold on a sec. You know, we'll just go with this. She basically ran into a stuffed minotaur.
Oh. She I'm assuming she falls to some extent.
Go ahead and do an athletics or acrobatics to see if she can hold her balance.
I pushed a button. Is it gonna roll? And my internet's really slow. I promise.
Yeah, I mean,
there we go.
she falls back.
Okay.
But it's not like a hard smack on her backside when she falls down, but she does definitely fall, and you get a nice little thud, but you wouldn't take any damage.
Okay. She's gonna shriek. Kind of look at it and go, "You're not very nice."
You're not she's not alive anymore.
Still not very nice.
I mean, he's not exactly in the way how did you run into him anyway? He's kind of like in the it's like a closet, but it's not a closet. I don't. He's not in the way.
He's in my way.
Okay. Your friends all went back to the mirrors.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to play a game?
Sure.
You can hide and seek. We can play tag.
I'll play hide and seek.
Okay. Okay, you wanna start? Or you want me to seek first?
I want to hide.
We count to, 20. And he kind of turns, he actually, like, sneaks in next to the Minotaur and, like, closes his eyes and covers them. Okay, 1, 2, and so he starts to count while Scarlet goes and hides.
Gonna. This might be cheating. It's gonna climb up a wall and try to hide somewhere in the.
Of course she is. She's using, as somebody would say, she is using her resources.
She is using her resources. I have taught her well.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I gotta pull up his sheet really quickly.
Our big brother.
gonna do investigation. Right, his passive investigation is not great. All right, so Stitch, he gets to 20, like 19 and 20. Okay, ready or not, here I come. And he kind of just waddles out, and he starts looking around. Let's see, what do we get? So, I mean, he starts waddling around, and as he's looking around, he's peeking around different corners, and he, hello? Okay, she's not in the kitchen. Okay. Runs out to the living room, starts looking around. Okay, okay, hello, are you under here? He looks under the couch. No, she's not there. Okay. Goes in the hallway, opens up a closet door. Hello? Okay, no, she's not in there either. Waddles around a little bit more, and it takes, there's a couple minutes pass, and he just kind of stands in the hall and goes, okay, you can't move from place to place. Does she start giggling?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's still sitting there. He's still looking around. Shit. Okay, did that funny? Cause he can hear her giggling, but he still can't find her. He's still sitting there. He's looking around. Okay, I go upstairs. Goes and he runs upstairs and he starts looking around for her. Looks in different bedrooms that are open. Hello? Okay, you're under the bed. No, she's not there. Okay. Goes to the next room. Hello? Are you in the closet in this one? No. Oh, I'll go check in my room. Maybe she's in the toy chest. He goes and runs to his room and opens up the toy chest. Hello? And he sticks his whole head in the toy chest. Hello? Oh, no, she's not in there either. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I give you to the count of 10, and if I can find you, then I win. But you might win because I don't know where you're hiding. He walks out again. He starts looking around again. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, okay, you're too good. Okay, you win.
She's gonna jump down from the ceiling.
He just kind of shrieks, ah! Oh my goodness. Hold on, you can hide up there?
Uh-huh.
Why did you do that?
I can climb. Like a spider.
Yeah, I don't like spiders.
Cute.
Okay, but they got all the eyes and all the
Oh,
legs.
Isn't that cute? Their little eyes.
The eyes are creepy. They all look at you.
She's gonna
Okay.
try to turn her head. You want me to find you one?
Okay. Okay, you count to 20 this time.
Okay. You ready? Okay. 1. She's gonna kind of peek out of her eyes.
Of course she would.
2.
Ah, yes. I'm not telling you where he's hiding. Okay, so she gets to 20. She unfortunately was not able to see which way he went because that was a 23 for his stealth roll. Go ahead and do an investigation check.
I clicked the button. There it is. I am not rolling very well at all.
No. I mean, your investigation's +4, but yeah, no, D&D Beyond does not liken you tonight. Okay. So, I mean, Scarlett's looking around, but she's looked around in the bedroom that they were, in the hallway that they were just in a couple different closets. She goes downstairs, she looks in the living room, she looks in the kitchen, and she's having a hard time finding him. And we'll say it's about... she only looks around for about a minute. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a Constitution check?
I rolled it. I'm just waiting.
It's rolling.
Does anybody else's like music? I don't know if it's playing for everybody else, but the music right now, it literally sounded like "Take on Me."
No, it did for a second there.
Yeah, I was like, "Take on." I was like, I should not be singing that in my head right now while we're trying to do stuff.
All right, so with a 5, I'm going to say that it only takes about a minute before Scarlett starts to get that whole like princess feeling going inside of her. And she's starting to get rather upset that she can't find him. Like, she should be really good at finding him already. Because, I mean, she's a Drampier. She's, been rather skilled at playing with other kids that she's met, like other kids that she's met in her, short little time being alone. She's played all kinds of games with other kids, but she cannot find this little Leonin cub. Like, where the heck is he? I would love to know what Scarlett is doing with her little huffing moment.
She's gonna stomp her feet and go, I can't find you. And then go pout.
Where did she go to pout?
The closest wall. She's just going to sit next to the wall, cross her arms, and pout.
So she ends up hearing just this little giggling sound. And it's coming from behind the Minotaur that she bumped into before.
She's gonna jump up and go, oh, I heard you! And bolt towards it.
Alright, let's... Yeah, this time from behind the Minotaur, she sees the flick of this little tail just kind of flick out from next to the Minotaur.
Found you.
Okay, you want that one. Do you want to play some more, or should we play another game?
Let's play tag.
Actually, let's play tag. Hold on, we go outside.
Okay.
Alright, so the two of them go outside to go play tag, but what we're going to do next is we're actually going to go ahead and turn things over to the other group so that we can see how things are going at the House of Mirrors. Yup. Alright, so unfortunately we did have our Helena step away. So we will still be, we'll still be doing some investigation checks and things like that here. If we get to the point that I'm thinking we might get to here, we'll pause it at that, at that point, and then move back over. So depending, it will still take a little while, a few skill checks and different things like that. So but we will hold off on what I was planning to happen for that until next session, because just sometimes we need a little bit of a break, and I am all for that. So anything that happens with Helena, we will put a pause on any of those interactions for tonight, but we will say that Helena is kind of tagging along with the rest of the group. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Alvaro. Why don't you go ahead and roll me an perception check.
Perception.
Actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 13.
Okay, go
Wait.
ahead and roll me a perception check, and if it's higher than 13, we'll go with that.
No, it's still 13. The dice said no.
Yeet. Okay, so you're hearing the basic sounds. Like you're still at like this block party kind of carnival that's in town. Again, this thing is in town pretty much year round, but it's only open on the weekends. So you have the normal families that are around kind of enjoying their time. But you don't really see anything that kind of sets your alarm off for being sketchy or anything like that.
Sorry, I missed all of that because of Onyx. What?
Oh, all right. So basically, what's going on is that you're hearing and seeing the basic things that you would see with a carnival. You're just the basic customers that are there with their families and their kids. But you're not seeing anything that's real menacing or kind of setting off your alarms or internal alarms or anything like that.
Can I go to the back of the building and kind of investigate back there?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so my passive investigation is a 16. Do I still need to roll to see if I need to do like an investigation check?
I would say no. So you find pretty much the same thing that that the rest of the group found, which I think, if I remember correctly, Shenron somewhat pointed out that there was something there. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a history check?
History. That is a 17.
So, although you yourself have not had any personal recollection of this, like you haven't seen it anywhere on any buildings that you've passed or anything like that. However, and I had you do a history check just because of the store that you have.
Right.
You do kind of recognize this symbol from one of the inside book covers of one of the books that you have in your store. And from what you recall, it was actually on a book that was basic. It was called something like The History of Science and Magic. And from your recollection of the book, it was basically pairing the two together, and it was the investigation into what's the line between science and magic. Like, what can science explain and what is still unexplainable with what
Okay.
knowledge there is of science these days.
All right. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, listen, he's smart, but he kind of dumb at the same time. Is it possible to do like any tinkering? Like, could I like tinker with the like symbol at all? Like, see if it does anything?
Yes, I will have you.
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm gonna poke you with a stick.
Poke it with a stick.
Why don't you go
Did our
ahead?
AC just kick on? I'm gonna be pissed. Oh. Hi.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that, and I am going to have you go ahead, and you're actually going to do 2 checks.
Okay.
You're going to do an Arcana check,
Okay.
and I'm going to have you do a Perception check.
Okay, so the Arcana was a 13, and Perception was a 16.
Okay. So, with those scores, you can definitely tell that there's something going on with the symbol, but it's not magical.
So it's non-magical.
Like you can feel like raised pieces on the symbol, like it's and it's the slightest bit that it's coming out from the wall. Like if you hadn't gone in and done done the Arcana check of it, you wouldn't have even noticed it. It would still look just kind of like a shadowy smudge on a wall.
Okay.
Since since you said that, since you found that there was no magic, you could still tell that there was something different with your perception. Being a 16, you could still tell that there was something with this, that it wasn't just a marking on the wall.
Okay. Oh god, I don't know what to really do. I'm gonna take note of this. I'm actually gonna take out my sketchbook and I'm going to draw this symbol out on my sketchbook, and I'm going to kind of just like watch it for a minute or two, and then possibly take out a scalpel and scratch at it.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and now roll me another perception check, but this one will be with advantage because you already were kind of investigating it.
Okay. I'm done. What did you say? Arcana?
Perception check with advantage.
Perception. And so that was the first roll, and here's the second roll. I got a 13.
Okay. So I mean, as you're scratching at it, you're basically just hearing little scratching noises, what you would expect to hear from a little scalpel scraping up the edge of a brick wall. Nothing else is really happening with it. It's not like any paint is being removed. You know, it still looks like a smudge, but nothing is actually coming off from it as you rub your scalpel against the wall. You're just
Okay.
hearing that scraping sound.
So it's like welded in, like it's a part of the metal.
It's pretty much
Okay.
like it's completely stained into the brick. It's not like it
Okay.
was
Oh,
painted
brick.
on or anything like that, but it's like a stain in the brick.
So it's not gonna budge. Alright, I'm just gonna make note and then move back to the front of the place. I guess it's time for me to go in, because I gotta let everybody know that something's up. So I'm gonna actually go walk in.
Perfect. Okay. As Alvaro walks in the front door, he gets to find the rest of the, the rest of the group, Shenron, Aster, and Helena, and however he finds that there's a little bit, it seems like there may be a little bit of a line with some normal patrons kind of standing waiting to go into the House of Mirrors. It's not like a large group of people. It's like one little family of 3 that's looking to go into the House of Mirrors.
Okay. I'm gonna cut through all of them. So I can see, did my group go in? Like, is my group, like, did they go in?
They're standing behind this family. So they aren't in the House of Mirrors yet. They're kind of standing in like that lobby area that you had all ended up in the night before.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to Aster, because I trust Aster. Aster, come here.
Hey, what is it?
I found something on the back of the building.
Ooh, what is it?
I found the symbol. I don't quite remember the name or anything like that, but it has to do with magic and some science and things like that.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were gonna say math or something. I don't like math.
I mean,
he's such a surfer, dude.
Hi, Cinder. I mean, it could have a little bit of math involved. Can you read any of this? Do you, like, I don't quite, remember much of that book.
Yeah, sure. I can give it a shot.
Okay, so Ala's gonna hand over his sketchbook to Aster.
I am holding it upside down.
The wrong way, Aster.
Sorry.
Okay, so what kind of... Do I have to do any kind of intelligence check at what I'm looking at here?
Yes, I want you to do an intelligence check.
Yeah, my modifier is 0.
Oh, God.
At least it's not a negative.
No, my negative is wisdom. That's a 15.
Wow.
Nice. All right,
So,
yeah.
So what do I see?
So, I mean, you see the sketch, you see the little notes that Alvaro has written about, scraping noise, the symbol being raised slightly, different things like that. But I want you to roll a history check.
Oh, okay. I actually have a +1 in that.
No.
Nope, that's an 8.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, Aster's sitting there, he's looking at the book, and, it's like, yeah, I mean, these are words. The words themselves make sense put together, but they mean absolutely nothing to Aster whatsoever.
Literally how this plays out is...
Oh, wait. I'm getting something. It's coming together. The lines are connecting. The dots are being put into place. No, I got nothing.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Alvaro's literally gonna facepalm. With the most, like, deadpan face. Just like, God. Alright, thank you for your help, Aster. Let me go ask Shenron.
Of course, I'll come with you.
We're right next to him.
Oh, hey, Shenron.
Oh my god.
Sharon just looks down and it's just like, no, I was, but never mind. Hi, Al. I thought you were singing.
Yes, but I found something. I need you to look it over. We gotta be hush hush about it. Don't freak out. Don't be very loud. Can you possibly figure out what this is? And he yanks the book out of Aster's hands because I know Aster is like clutching onto that thing. So he pulls it out of Aster's hands and gives it to Shenron.
Want you to go ahead and do a history check. Because of the fact that you've already... So, I will remind everybody, last session, you guys actually, the main group had actually gone around the building and checked out, and you guys had seen this symbol, but not necessarily in the best of light. So Alvaro's sketch more so, and I'm having Shenron do a history check versus an investigation check, because Shenron was the one that saw the symbol the first time. So go ahead and do a history.
I mean, that's solid.
God, we're gonna have to rely on Helena next.
Right.
Just like Helena.
So, I mean, you kind of recognize this, but it's not like a blaringly obvious, like, oh, I've studied this for, so many years. And actually, I'm gonna send you a quick DM. We're gonna keep talking about this, but I'm sending you a DM just to give you a heads up, but we're gonna keep
Excuse me.
So, I mean, like I said, like you have vague recollections of having seen a symbol that at the very least looks like this symbol, but you don't remember exactly where or when you had previously seen this.
Like a
For the most part, quite honestly, it's kind of a neutral feeling, more like just you've seen this in passing. There really isn't anything positive or negative about it. Like it's one of those things, like kind of with you saw it on a street sign as you were passing it, or as you were reading in a book, you saw, kind of like with Alvaro, you saw it on like the cover of a book, or, so it's not where you're like, oh, I want to burn this thing now, or, oh, hey, I remember this was from, something that Cherry Lou showed me, so it's nothing like that for Shenron.
yeah. So I look at the symbol, kind of studying it, kind of close, and then hand it back to kind of Eli is like, I have fake memory. Nothing about it. Definitely tuck away.
Alvaro takes a sketchbook, and he kind of looks a little distressed because something about this doesn't feel right to him. And he kind of just stays silent for a bit.
All right. So as you guys are standing there, you're kind of chit-chatting with each other, looking over the notebook and things like that. By the time you look up again, you notice that family that had been standing in front of you guys is no longer there. That's looks like they've already gone into the mirror maze at this point in time.
Round 2, anybody?
I'm all for it.
All right. So you guys all go into the mirror maze again. There was a ticket attendant at the entryway that was not there the night before. So this is a new person that's standing there, and it's kind of, why was there an attendant there before, and or why wasn't there an attendant there last night, but there is now. I don't know. It's just a normal looking human girl. She's probably about 17. This is probably just a high school job for her that she just does on the weekends.
Oh my god, guys, we forgot tickets.
Shenron is just kind of sitting there like, oh, last time.
How much is some?
Wow. That's a good.
It's more than a few.
I want that on your freaking sweatshirt, Evan. It's more than a few.
I mean, how much?
Listen, I got $30. Will that be enough?
That's a good question. What are we?
Yeah. What kind of currency we're
kind of-
using?
what is the currency for this world?
I mean, we'll just say, just to keep things simple, we'll just say that it's like basic D&D. 1 gold is 10 silver, which is, I think, like
So
10.
get this straight.
Oh.
We're in the modern day, but we're using coins.
No, what? It
Only
makes
because
a
I
hell
don't
of a lot
want
more
to.
sense.
I don't want to
Amazing.
math out what everything is right now, so that's what we're gonna go with. So yes.
That's fucking amazing. I love it.
Coins and better money system.
That is true. Cinder, if you don't get on my lap, I'm just gonna pick you up. Get up here.
Cool.
Thank you.
So I'm not gonna make you do an investigation check or anything like that. You basically see right in front of you the little stand that's in front of the girl has a sign on it that says, adult tickets, one silver, children ticket, was it bronze? One bronze.
Yeah, it's bronze.
I will force it. Actually, one girl.
Oh, well, that was very nice. The girl looks up and goes, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and go on in. I think the place is kind of. Don't mind if there's a mess back there. There was earlier, I guess, but they said they cleaned it all up, so I suppose it should be just fine. But yeah, go ahead and go in and have fun." Thanks.
Thank you, nice lady.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone laughed.
Alvaro's gonna be in front, so he'll lead. Independy.
I'm looking. Yeah, so you guys are all walking. I mean, things look very similar to what they looked like last night. Obviously, the biggest difference is that you don't have weird lights clicking on their own. There's already lights turned on, but you're not seeing anything broken. It does seem like the attendant said, like, everything has already been cleaned up. Nothing seems out of the ordinary from any other mirror maze from what you're seeing initially when you walk in.
Alvaro is going to take a step towards one of the mirrors and kind of like knock on it and try and see if it's like a two-way glass.
Go ahead and do a... I'm gonna have you do a strength check.
Guess we're gonna punch the goddamn glass. Oh, thank God, it's a 3. I am just knocking on it.
Yeah, you're literally just
knocked
knocking on it, and from what you can tell, it sounds like there's just a blank wall behind, just a regular wall behind this mirror.
Okay. And it's just a regular mirror. It's not like a two-way.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything behind this other than a wall.
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good idea.
Past. Eighth. And it's a concentration spell. As we're walking aberration, mental.
Yeah, as you're, I mean, within a 30-foot radius of you, you really don't necessarily sense any of that. I mean, you can hear like other families, like the ones that you've already seen go through, but you can't sense anything like you would with detect good and evil. Like there's none of those kinds of presences that seem to be here.
And just really. Oh. There's nothing evil good. No. And like.
Alvaro is going to do something drastic.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Alvaro, since the notebook is still in his hand, because he didn't put it away, he is actually going to turn it towards one of the mirrors and see if it does anything. So to see like mostly if any of the inscriptions are writing, because like his writing will be backwards, but what if the inscriptions on the seal is like reversed? So he's looking for that and hopefully not summoning anything.
Oh my god. Just hopefully. He has no idea.
Hopefully.
But
Yeah,
fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead and do a investigation.
Investigation. That is a 21, Miss DM.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. I mean, everything is reversed on it like you would see in a mirror.
So it's just like it's not doing anything.
Nope, nothing. It's just reacting like a normal picture in a mirror would. So no, you haven't summoned any demons from
Damn.
the depths, or there's no Cthulhu that's coming after you. None of that. You're fine. You're fine.
Be the biggest
Dang.
nothing. Got the whole carrying.
The red book that I have,
Yeah.
Whichever
the
one.
binder. Oh, so I have hold on, my brain just resetted. I have a sketchbook that I carry 24/7 because Alvaro likes to sketch, and I have the binder in my like little pack on my back.
No, what I'm saying is like say like you take that binder like trying all all over the place. If, like at the end of the campaign, the very last section, the last thing, try one last session. It is an 8.
I'm gonna cry, but you know what? I like your little theory there. So Alvaro's actually gonna rip that out of his pack really fast because he didn't think of that, obviously.
So here's the question: does Shenron say any of that?
So what Shenron, he's so I'll confirm Alvaro tried to
Yeah,
make
Yeah.
it like the
yeah, it's with his sketchbook. It's
Okay.
not with the binder.
so Shenron, he's just doesn't and sketchbook.
Mm.
Why don't you?
Brawler.
Raleigh. He
Okay.
just sounds like he just feels so dumb and degraded that he
Yeah,
just
that he
got to
suggested that.
that he just got down to that level of desperation. I don't reach.
So Alvaro's he's gonna go into his pack and he's gonna take out the binder and swap it with the notebook. So the notebook's now inside his backpack. And he takes the binder and he opens it to like the very first page. And puts it towards the mirror.
This time, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
That's a natural 20 on the dice, so 26.
Awesome. What you see happen is that there is just the faintest picture of writing in the mirror. So as you're looking at it in the mirror, you can see the image of writing on the pages in the mirror, even though in the binder you're still not seeing any writing.
Yeah, what's it written in?
Sorry. It's actually in Primordial.
Do you know who has primordial? This bitch does!
Holy crap.
I love this!
They just discovered something that Brittany realizes she can read in a language she can understand. So she's celebrating.
I actually have primordial because I love picking that one because nobody ever uses it. So I have primordial as a language I know.
I actually.
Oh, look at us!
Shenron and Alvaro.
Well, 'cause
Oh, I'm
I'm
the
so
odd one
excited.
out here.
Does Helena have it?
I can check. I mean, she's not with us right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. Well, she is with the group. We're just kind of ragdolling.
Has Infernal. I also
Well,
have
yeah.
Direki? Hermit speech?
I have Abyssal.
How do you
Jesus,
have
is that
so
enough?
many?
Yeah.
The cleric.
It's the Dark Hunter.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just have common and celestial.
I have common, hermit speech, and primordial.
Perfect. All right. Yes. So, yeah. As you are looking at it again, it looks like it's just as if it's backwards. So like you will either have to hope you can read backwards or take down the writing like in some other book, or you can even do it in the binder.
Could technically Alvaro be able to read it backwards because there are probably books in his library about backwards speech.
I mean, it could definitely be something that he practices as well. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead. Intelligence check.
That's a 19 to be able to read it backwards.
Oh, nat 20. Randomly now get the nat 21.
So yeah, both of you are looking at this, and it's relatively faint writing. Like even though you're looking at a mirror, you can read that there's writing here. However, it is still relatively faint. Almost like it's one of those carbon copy, and the person that was writing on the original page wasn't pressing down really hard. So if you've ever seen like the second page of a carbon copy page, like if you don't press down hard enough, it's not necessarily really super clear writing. So it's
People
like
need
that.
to
It
work
looks
on their heavy hand.
So you can tell, you can see some of the writing. And from what you can tell, it almost looks like directional instructions taking you. And Shenron, I want you to go ahead and roll me a history check due to your background. That is better. So, Shenron, from your memory, the place that, and again, from what you can read off of the page, it's directing you to a relatively run-down town, and it's just a small town. You've been called there on hunts a couple times. Usually they're relatively small fiends that you had to go and hunt down. Nothing really large and nothing necessarily that you would find extremely dangerous. It almost looks like this is literally just this would be the first town that's just your first stop on the journey to finding the Red Tower eventually.
Directions? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, so can you write it down? Can you print it if I keep holding the book up?
Yeah, I can. And kind of like look back and or you get some note taking, double check. Frankly, he's writing it in common, so that way.
Right.
Translation, like also make it a bit more. Based off.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically as he's translating it, like Alvaro and Shenron, you're reading it as coordinates. Like the primordial, it's just how it would be written, you know, how these coordinates would be written in primordial. Obviously, what you're writing down in common looks like normal coordinates to everybody else.
Okay. Alvara's gonna look to Shenron. Did you get him down?
Yeah. He just takes his pen and just puts it back.
Let me check. And Alvaro flips to the second page.
Go ahead and do another Arcana check.
Arcana.
I would just like to point out that throughout this entire time, Aster is just kind of sitting slightly behind between the two, and he's just doing that thing like in Naruto where he's like, uh-huh.
I haven't got the slightest clue what's going on here.
But I'll
But
act
I'll
like
act like I do. I fucking love Naruto.
Right, dirty 20. So with that dirty 20, you don't see anything on the next page.
So it's just on the first? That doesn't
Put
make
it in the side chest.
doesn't make any sense. So like a treasure hunt, he says sarcastically. Yay! Treasure hunts. My favorite. Hey, Aster!
Yeah?
Do you want to go on a treasure hunt, buddy?
Oh, I love treasure hunts.
Awesome. You're
Does that mean we're pirates now?
Yeah, we're pirates!
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Best day ever.
Shenron just like lowers his head and just like kind of like an Naruto. The three lions are over his head.
Alright. So,
I love it. This is fantastic.
I have a feeling this whole game is gonna be a bunch of Naruto quotes.
All right. So do you guys keep going? Do you decide to go back? Like, what do you do from here?
Shenron probably. If there's any.
Perfect. Okay.
I don't like that.
So you guys kind of just keep going. Everything, once again, as you're walking, everything really does just seem to be a regular, plain old house of mirrors. Nothing seems to be really special about this place. There's nothing, Shenron still isn't getting, anything set off with the detect good and evil. It all seems to be just rather basic. However, as you get to what looks more or less like it should be like an employee entrance, kind of like the back entrance to the place, you know, there's obvious signs like a, you know, do not enter sign on the, you know, on the top of the mirror that's above it and things like that. Basically just like an, you know, hey, do not enter employee, you know, or do not an exit, employee entrance, you know, things like that. Basic signage on it that says that this is just an employee entrance. However, Shenron, closer you guys get to this door, the more you feel something kind of starting to set off. Your detect good and evil, but as you're still a little ways away from it, you don't necessarily know what side of that is being set off.
Kind of. Give them anything else necessarily, but he kind of begins to faces it. Make sure.
Perfect. All right, go ahead. You know, since Alvaro's investigation is 16, and Shenron did kind of let everybody know that. We're gonna have you guys moving closer to the door, and as you do, Alvaro, you kind of notice that it seems to be getting. It's like an odd light. It's not like it's somebody flicked on the light in a room, but it's like, you know, on a foggy morning, how if you were to turn on headlights on a foggy morning, you might see the headlights. But the rest, you know, you might see the specific dots for the headlights, but then the rest of the headlights literally does just kind of go out and seems to just spread all over the place in the fog. It's kind of like that without the two specific headlights. So you're kind of getting that foggy light that's being spread all around you.
Okay.
And that's kind of what you're noticing the closer that you guys are getting to this door. And again, it's not necessarily anything that's like it's lighting up the whole room. It's just making things a little bit lighter around you from how you're perceiving things.
Okay. Can I like an Arcana check possibly to see if it's magical?
You can definitely do that. Go ahead.
That's a 24.
You're not feeling magic from it.
No magic. Okay.
No magic from it.
All right.
I detected.
It's one of those two.
It's either aberrations.
Would it be an undead? But how would I be able to check that? Like, it's literally in fog with like two like little beams.
I don't know.
I mean, and so basically here's how it is. Elementals and fiends and things like that, they wouldn't necessarily, and celestials, just because of that being who they are wouldn't necessarily be giving you a magical feeling. So it doesn't just mean it's undead. It could still be that celestial. It could still be that fiend. It could still be that elemental. But as far as being an undead check, you know what? We're just gonna go with the stereotypical. Why don't you go ahead and do a
Do you want me to do religion check?
no.
Are you live?
I'm alive. No. So this might sound weird. But go ahead and do a Constitution.
That's a 13.
You're not smelling anything that's rotting.
Well, it's clearly not dead. He's looking at Shenron, where he, like, directly in the face, eyes are locked. He just goes, well, it's not dead.
Either technically.
Do you really believe it's a vampire?
I don't know. Or is it not gonna be whoever's behind there?
You know what? I'm just gonna go towards it. Shenron, fucking step back, bro. This is Alvaro's turn. He gets to sacrifice himself first. Like, at what pace? A snail's pace, or you walking? You speed running that? You like, we're like jogging and Hunter x Hunter on the second trial, just like, holy crap! You know, oh, it's a good show. You should watch it. It's really good.
Anyways,
Watch it. Yeah.
Moving on.
Are you like crouch walking towards it? What are you doing?
I'm just towards it. Something. Don't know what.
Okay, Alvaro's just gonna walk beside you then.
And I am curious as to what Aster's doing. Is he still just kind of following along like, alright, I'm paying attention, but I don't really know what I'm doing?
That is pretty much what he's doing, and he is getting distracted by mirrors.
Of course.
He likes looking at himself. He's like, ooh, my makeup's on fleek today.
Actually, he's more like, hey, this one makes me look like I have boobs and ass.
Oh god.
And this one makes me look like I have a large head.
Oh my god, that's great.
He's 12-year-old.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, but there's very little that Aster himself can do in this situation.
Alright. So, you get closer to the door, and the closer that you get, Shenron starts to feel more of a soothing presence.
Bit more. And move. Kind of oh, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with you and your magic. Yeah. I prefer the terms of science than anything. So until you can scientifically prove to me that it's not gonna kill us, I'll be waiting.
he just walks up to
Oh my god.
What's more scientific than seeing what's on the other side?
Let me just show up Alvaro right now. Just click, open.
Just it opens the door.
I want. Shenron's just like giving him like one of those like yes say.
Alright, boom. See what's there.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. All right. What you find behind the door? There's a service elevator.
Yeah,
So-
I'm good. I'm great. It just banged my knee on my desk.
No.
Oh no!
You okay?
I want to giggle really, really badly because it startled me. But it also hurt! Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Did y'all hear it?
I didn't hear it, but I heard you just.
Tyler goes, I heard it loud, you good? Great. Fantastic. Cinder! You know what? It's your litter box. She's upset that I changed it from it facing the wall to facing outwards.
Oh.
And so she's like scratching around in it.
She's like, Mom.
I had
What
it
did you do?
Mother, why have you done this to me?
She got
Alright.
to remake it tidy.
So, after Shenron opens this door, yeah, you see a service elevator. However, on the elevator doors, there's signs. It's like out of order, down for maintenance, so things like that. Basically, it's telling you that the elevator is not working. But the only other door out is the exit, the back door out of here.
I'm gonna go up to the elevator. You know what I'm about to do? No. I'm gonna use the right tool for the right job for 1 hour, and I'm going to try and crack open this fucker with a crowbar. See if it opens. Should I use a string?
Yeah, it's use a strength. Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I would like to use my
It's a
strength
10.
check.
It's a 10. Aster, come help me.
You didn't need much strength. The door is open.
Aww.
And you look down and the top of the elevator is right there on the next floor down. It's like literally there's only one other floor.
Hey, Aster,
Yeah?
come here.
Okay.
Oh my god, poor Aster.
Alvara's gonna hand Aster the crowbar and point at where the ledge is gonna be. Can you rip that down?
No problem.
He cracks his neck for a moment, and I'm assuming I'm doing the strength check.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
What'd you get?
A 9.
Can I assist?
Yes. Go ahead and roll again, Aster.
You want me to roll again?
Yeah, you're getting assistance from Shenron.
Oh, thank you. Okay, 15.
Yeah, I mean, the elevator is open. It's right there ready for you to pop down and go on into the elevator shaft.
You first, Aster. And he pushes Aster in.
He falls right in, face first.
And Shamrock does a great.
Wow, you're
Well-
strong.
I was gonna say, Shenron, are you jumping into the elevator shaft? Because, you know, Aster is in the elevator shaft now. So did you jump down in with him?
Yeah, he went down first.
I did first.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't hear that part. Sorry. Perfect. So yeah, go ahead and do a strength check. Let's see how
18.
I mean, for Aster being, you know, the set, you know, being seeming rather scrawny kind of for his his height, his weight. He's the, you know, rock star type of guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's relatively slender. However, when Shenron, you know, so Shenron's like, I can, you know, he shouldn't take very much, you know, to
Nice.
lift him up. It did take a little bit more though, because Shenron wasn't necessarily thinking about, you know, the guitar that Aster is carrying around with him and different things that, you know, are on Aster, but he's not necessarily showing like his weaponry, things like that. So you do have to use a little more oomph, but you get him up just fine. Because yeah, he's carrying a battle axe, but you don't necessarily see that. You just saw his guitar.
Well, the battle axe and the guitar are the same thing.
Oh, are they? Okay, awesome. So you saw the guitar and thought it was only the weight of the guitar, but then you're like, oh, hey, I need a little more oomph. So you gave it a little more oomph and you lifted him up.
All right. Now with you two down there. Anything, boys?
I'm gonna do a perception check.
Go ahead.
I mean, my passive is already 11, but I rolled a 19.
You rolled a 19 and you see elevator doors from the next floor down. But they're cracked open. And you're getting a little bit more light in from these elevator doors that are open on the next floor down.
All right, do I still have the crowbar?
Yeah,
I
you
believe,
should.
Yes, you do.
Okay, in an act to redeem myself, I'd like to do another strength check to try and pry these doors open.
Do it.
13.
It didn't take too much. It did. I mean, you know, these ones you're noticing are there's maybe something that's holding them back. Like these ones don't actually want to open without somebody having actually been in the elevator. So, you know, having actually come down or called the elevator from the floor down. So like you're noticing it's a little more but they do eventually pry open.
There we go.
Alvaro's gonna jump down the shaft.
Glad you could join us.
Well, could always use test subjects. He's gonna walk through the set of doors.
Everyone helps. Oh. Oh, presence.
Yes, perfect. So you can tell from where you were previously standing up above when you started to feel that calming presence. It was literally below you. So now you just have to figure out what room that is or what hallway it is that you were directly below or you were directly above previously.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. Perfect. Yeah, for me, I will ask you to roll still, unless you have, like, for instance, Alvaro's passive investigation is 16. So unless it's something that a 16 isn't going to beat, I will have you roll for it, and whichever one is higher, whether it's your passive or the rolled, will go with the higher one. So obviously, with your investigation here having been 21, you can easily find that there is. You go down the, you're like, hey, this is, this seems to be the hallway that we were coming down before. This is roughly where I was feeling that presence from. Let's go down that way. And there's a door blocking the room that you're feeling the presence coming from, but it's definitely warmer. It's definitely more calming. Like, you almost feel like you're sitting in, for everybody else, it would feel like you're sitting in a hot tub or a sauna where you're nice and relaxed and just all loosey-goosey. For Shenron, since he's an ice dragon, it feels more like he's in a cold box. And he's like, I'm home. So yes, you're feeling that relaxing. So Shenron is feeling that relaxing kind of presence. But as everybody else is standing here, everybody else is feeling something kind of warm filling them up, even though they themselves don't have the detect good and evil, so their feeling is not as strong as Shenron's is, but they are still, everybody else is still feeling a bit of that warm kind of calming presence. It's like when you've been out in the sun after you've been cooped up inside and you go outside and you're like, oh, the sun feels so nice. That kind of feeling for everybody else.
AKA Alvaro in his house with a book.
Yes.
He's the hermit.
There you go. His favorite book. He's sitting in front of a fireplace reading a book about chemistry.
Fuck yeah.
Aster quickly takes off his guitar and takes off his leather jacket, and then he ties it around his waist, and he's got on under it a black tank top, and on the back and on his back of it is a green flaming skull.
Is that Terry?
Yep, he's got Terry on his back.
Fuck yeah!
There you go. Alright, so anyways, there's a door before you. What do you do?
Not allowing anybody to, like, hurt themselves or anything like that. Alvaro is actually going to go and open it.
Go ahead and do a... let me think here. Might sound weird, but go ahead and do a sleight of hand.
Ew. Something I have a +0 in. And I got a 2.
Yeah, I mean, you go to open the door, but it's obviously locked.
Alright, so since I have the right tool for the right job still going on, I'm gonna use these tools, and I'm going to pick it. And,
Go ahead and do sleight of hand with advantage.
I'm gonna roll the, So should I roll it again? Because I
Just in
don't...
case, yeah.
Because I don't know how to use advantage on this thing. So 15.
Basically, with advantage, you just roll 2 d20s, and whichever one is higher is the roll you take.
Yeah,
like with
some people can add like advantage and stuff, and I still don't understand how to do it. What? I just found out how. Yeah, you right click it. Oh, that's so cool.
Also, just kind of roll to.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Awesome, I love it. Okay,
So I got a 15.
so yeah, with a 15, I mean, and so you're like, I love this thing, and you just kind of go ahead and you pick at it. It takes you a minute, to fumble through because you haven't necessarily had a lot of experience with picking locks, but you manage it. Door you hear that nice little click of the door unlocking.
Okay. So now can it open?
Go ahead, open the door.
Alright, I open the door.
As the door opens, you are welcomed by a room that is absolutely filled with light. It's not a blinding light. It's not like you open the door and it's like, oh, with, the light just like shining in your eyes. No, it's like opening, you're in a dark hallway, you open the door to a room and there's a nice lamp light that comes and lights the rest of the hallway. That's kind of what it's like.
Okay.
The light is not coming from a lamp or an overhead light or anything like that. I would like everybody to go ahead and roll a perception check. It's not going to be a very high DC, so.
Could I pass it
Dirty
with my?
20.
Could I pass it with my 13 or no?
Yeah, 13 will pass it. And I will quite honestly say even the 9 passes it. I mean, Shenra does take, an extra second to, look and see it because he's more, we'll just say that Shenron's more distracted on making sure that there's nothing in the room that's going to harm anybody is his first priority. And then his eyes fall on what we're talking about. As you guys kind of look to see where the source of the light is coming from, because again, you're not noticing any lamps, you're not noticing any overhead lights, so you're like, where the heck is this light coming from? It's more than just, I mean, we're in the basement level, so how could a window be providing that much light? As you look around, you look over to one of the sides of the room, kind of more so in the corner, and you see what looks like a person kind of huddled in the corner like they're scared.
There's someone here. Okay.
No, Aster, let me do it.
Oh,
I'm always worried
I'm
about
at an
Aster.
elevator shaft, but now you're
you
worried
push him
about
down the elevator shaft. You wanted a guinea pig.
What are you talking about? I always worry about Aster.
Oh my god, I love it. I
Oh,
love
I'm
it.
so touched.
Just like looks at him like,
Okay. Al is gonna go up to the person. He's not gonna say anything. He just goes up to him, kind of looks at him. What do I see? Cinder, the dinosaur slippers didn't do anything to you.
As you walk over to this person who quite honestly seems to have skin that is illuminated. Like, it seems like this light is not only, like, they're not standing in front of a lamp or behind a lamp or anything like that. It looks like they are actually providing the light in this room.
Okay.
They don't seem to notice you walking up to them or anything like that. And the person that is standing before you, though they have this light coming from their skin, so you would think that you wouldn't necessarily be able to make anything out about them. They're wearing normal clothes. I mean, okay, normal as far as they're wearing tank tops and a tank top and shorts. You can't really tell if it's a man or a woman. They do have longer blonde hair, and when I say blonde, I mean like platinum blonde hair.
So about Alvaro's hair color.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is literally if you stripped all of the color from somebody's hair. So they go into the water and they literally look like they're bald because they don't have any coloring, any pigment in their hair. That's how blonde this person's hair is.
Okay. Alvaro is going to Poke their shoulder. Poke it. If I had a stick, I would poke them with a stick. I thought about pulling out my scythe and poking them with like the butt end of the scythe. You think I'm gonna tarnish my art pencils?
Yeah, you don't want to make him mad about his pencils.
Oh.
Do you think I carry a number 2 pencil?
I don't know you all that well. Can't make them.
Oh!
All right. So the person kind of does a little bit of a jump. They don't like shoot up like you completely scared them out of, scared the bejeebus out of them or anything like that. But they do definitely get a little bit of that jump in their shoulders as the person, kind of looks over their shoulder at you. And now as you see the side of their face, you can see they have more feminine features, though you still can't fully see the person in all of their, we'll say, quote-unquote, glory. You see more feminine facial features, but they're still not necessarily talking to you. They're not saying anything. This person is small, though, I will say. They're only about 5'2", and they are rather slender.
Small. Alvaro's kind of like tense up a little bit and clear his throat. Hello, he says, very like awkwardly and choppy, kind of like in a little like a stutter. He's greeting them. He's trying to greet them, but he doesn't understand how to greet someone. Because his whole greeting is, "Can I have a sample of your blood?" And normally that doesn't go very well.
So he's learning. He's learning quickly. Okay, well, the person kind of looks at Alvaro, gives him a very short, quick little once over. Mostly just looks like they're just checking to see if this person seems like they're gonna harm them or not. So it gives him that once over, and then looks up at him and goes, "Hello."
Are you okay?
What'd you say?
That I love.
Person looks at him, it's just kind of I do not understand your question.
Do you need a blood transfusion or food or water? Do you need some clothes?
Do you need nourishment? I have fruits and vegetables.
Poor Alvaro.
I know, he's so sweet.
Oh, come on, Al. You did your best.
The Aster's gonna give it a shot.
Well, alright, what's Aster got going?
He is actually gonna like squat down till he's like eye level with her. He's gonna pull out his battle axe guitar and he's gonna just start playing like a nice soothing little melody.
Aww. So this person is looking at Aster and kind of tilts their head a little bit, almost like they're not understanding this action, this amount of comforting behavior towards them. They're more so seeming like this is an odd situation, like it's not something they've experienced before, having anybody trying to show them any kind of affection and attention whatsoever.
Oh.
Hey, it's all right. These people are my friends. We're here to help. Are you okay?
I do not understand who let you in.
Oh God. Oh, nice.
Sharon points to Al.
Toolkit.
Yeah, your pick.
Oh.
I mean, used right tool for the right. What was it? Right tool for the right.
Yeah, right tool for the right job.
There you go. That's what. So that's what Shenron's telling her. Perfect. So.
Okay.
Person looks at Shenron, and as Shenron is not exactly a small person, he's not exactly dressed in the most bright and welcoming way. This person seems to shy away a bit more from Shenron and go into the corner more.
Clearly, they don't like you.
I do not get visitors. Did he send you?
Did who send us?
I think she's talking about the giant lion man.
I love him so much.
You think Mr. Lion Man? Oh God, there it went again. Did everybody hear me?
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay, because my thing went hella glitchy.
Heard a little glitch, but we heard you. We only heard you once. We didn't hear any echo from you or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. You think Mr. Lion Man is who sent us to an obvious goddess?
Oh my. Go for it. Go ahead and do a religion check. But you notice, I will actually put this together with Shenron's check. It's not going to give advantage or anything like that. Just going to give a little more added scenery. As Shenron is kind of checking around, and just after Alvaro was like with an obvious goddess, and so the light from this person actually does become a little bit brighter, and it actually turns to a slightly more warm tone, so kind of like a golden orange kind of tone to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get more of a happy feeling.
Okay.
Like, think of the happiest memory your character has that they, or it's not even necessarily a memory that comes to the front of their mind, but it's maybe like a subconscious memory. It might even be something that they can't necessarily picture, but they know they have the memory of the feeling, and that kind of happy feeling starts to come to them more, your character more. Go ahead. What was the
15.
15? This is not a goddess that you've heard of. And you've done in your time around and going around, you've done research into the multiple different pantheons that have been in the world. It's not a goddess that you've ever heard of. So as far as you know, no, this is not a goddess. This is, they still seem to just be like, they could still be a celestial. It's also possible that they could be a different, so as a side note for people listening in at home, this is very much a homebrew campaign, though we do go with some 5e rules. It's still very much a homebrewed, so you're gonna see a lot of NPC characters that aren't necessarily along with the regular races. So just gonna put that out there for you.
My name is Sylvie.
So, anyway, so this person, as far as Shenron, as far as you can tell, you don't think they're a god. You don't think they're any deity that's been trapped or anything like that. But you can tell that this is definitely the one that your warm, welcoming feeling was coming from. Like, this is definitely the person that was giving you that feeling of warmth and comfort. So this person definitely is, a celestial, an elemental, one of those beings that you would have gotten that would have triggered your good or evil. All right, and what are Aster and Alvaro doing in this time while Shenron's kind of looking around and doing his little investigation?
Alvaro taking off his jacket and put it around the lady while trying very hard not to touch her.
Let me see here. I can't remember if this was discussed or not, but this girl is obviously scared. Does she look like injured or anyway, or just scared?
So go ahead and do, I want you to actually do both a, it's going to sound interesting, but we're going to do a medicine check and a investigation check, because not only are you looking to see if there's anything, on her, you're also looking to see, like, specifically you're looking to see if there's any injury. So we'll actually add the two, those two checks together.
Okay, so first is investigation. That is a 9. And then next is medicine, and that is a 5. So that's 14.
So, I mean, as far as Aster can tell, she looks like she's a little bit dirty, maybe. Like nobody's necessarily cared for her. She maybe looks slightly malnourished, not to the point where she's getting like bloated gut or anything like that, but she doesn't necessarily look like she eats a lot. She doesn't look like she gets out very much. Her skin, although this light is coming from it, is extremely pale, but she doesn't seem to have any like cuts or bruises. She doesn't have any scrapes on her or anything like that. She just looks like nobody really pays attention to her while she's down here.
Hey, you don't seem to be doing too well. Are you hungry? We have lots of food back at the place where we're staying.
You want to give me food? And she's kind of holding, Alvaro's jacket. She's kind of, holding it to her, kind of, to help keep her a little more warm. And some of the light in the room has dimmed down since the jacket got put on her, but it's still definitely filling the room from what of her is still visible.
Well, yeah, would you like some? You want to come with us?
I don't think he'll let me leave.
Well, he doesn't sound very nice. Who is he?
I don't see him much, but when he found me, he said he could help me and my sister, but I do not think that was true. His name was Marius.
Oh God.
Go ahead and do a history check. With advantage on this one. So, the name sounds familiar. You definitely know you've heard it. It doesn't give you any kind of warm, fuzzy feelings. But it's not a name that you know as a personal antagonist in your life. But you definitely know that you've heard the name from somewhere. You just can't put your finger on where or when you heard this name.
Can Al do a check to see if he recognizes the name?
Go for it.
Is it history or insight?
History. That's
a 19.
You've seen this name written in a book, and it was actually the book that was the magic and science book. So it came from that exact same book that had that mark on it. But you can't quite remember if that was the author of the book or if that was just somebody that was written about in the book.
Miss.
Yes?
Can you possibly see if you recognize this sign? And he shuffles through his pack and he pulls out his sketchbook and he flips to the page, and he shows it. He shows it to her. Do you recognize the symbol at all?
Quick roll here. She looks at the sketch. She seems to have a mild recollection from the, you can see in her eyes, there's maybe some kind of mild recollection. But she doesn't, it's not, she doesn't gasp and go, yes, that's, no, she just kind of, she looks at it, she studies it for a minute and she goes, I've seen it before, but I don't remember where.
Can you tell me where you saw it?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Well,
Hard.
surely we have to help her out of here right now. I mean, the poor thing needs a meal.
Hey, happened. And he
What is?
passive.
Okay, I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody comes down here very often, and you're not hearing anything that sounds like anybody coming, and you're not seeing anything. And with the door open here, there's more light in the hallway. Again, from what you can see, though, you're not seeing anybody, and you can't necessarily hear anything other than maybe from some footsteps that are like from the Hall of Mirrors above you.
Back at. Says,
Yeah. It's a hood. It goes all the so on Al, who is 5'6", it goes all the way down to his shins.
cover.
Alvaro reaches over and he carefully buttons up the jacket because he really doesn't want to touch her. And he pulls the hood over her head and pulls the drawstrings so she basically can't see anything. And he makes sure that all of her hair is like tucked in. And he kind of like adjusts his gloves that he's wearing. And he goes, "Okay, if you feel anything poking you, it's my cat." And then he ties the drawstrings together in like a neat little bow so she can like kind of see through the like little circle, but not very well if they were ever in combat. And he's going to look at Aster. Hold her hand.
Okay.
And he very like softly and gently holds her hand, like it's very tender.
Aww.
And then Aster is going to hold, and then Alvaro's gonna hold Aster's hand.
Aww.
It's a cute train.
Well, I gotta lead them both. Gotta make sure they both follow.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. We'll say that Helena is holding her other hand. So and as this woman is taking steps, they're shaky. Like she's able to walk, but it's kind of slow. Like it seems like, once again, it seems like she doesn't get out of this room like ever. She doesn't seem to go anywhere, so she's always like locked up in this room. So as far as exercise goes, she doesn't get any.
Okay. Does Alvaro notice this?
Go ahead and do a insight. Or sorry, not insight, perception.
I just wasted an 18. You jerk.
Here.
I got a 6.
Aster does. Alvaro does.
Because I was
So
like, insight,
upset.
well, you're not necessarily trying to see, like, if she's telling you the truth about anything. I was like, so
I am
insight won't necessarily work.
I'm so upset. You're like, roll me an insight. Rolls insight, gets an 18. You actually no, roll a perception check. Me gets a What did I get? A 6?
I will do you a favor. I will have you do one more perception check because you hear little brother start to meow.
Is a 21.
There you go. You definitely notice that she's walking on her own, but it's slow and it's shaky.
I can't believe I'm about to do this. Hold up, everybody. Stop moving. He's gonna go over to her and pretty much he's gonna get on one knee, kind of like if you were proposing to someone, and he's going to be like, okay, get on. So his back is to her.
You said as if you were proposing, so I'm thinking he's facing her.
No, turn around. He's offering her a piggyback ride.
She's tilting her head. She doesn't know what this, like, why he's telling her to get on. She's never had a piggyback ride.
So Alvaro looks behind him and he goes, "Do you not know what a piggyback ride is?"
No, I.
Alvaro gets up and he goes, "All right, come here," and he picks her up bridal style.
Do a strength check, please.
She shouldn't be heavy, right?
She's not, but I want to see how well he does this.
He does a 5.
So Alvaro thinking she's not that heavy. This should be totally fine. He goes and leans down and tries to scoop her up.
Oh God.
It's not going to be that bad because it wasn't a nat 1. I mean, it was bad, but your roll wasn't a nat 1, so it's not going to be awful. However, Alvaro misjudged her weight, and I've got to do my own here.
Sure, if I fall, catch my ass.
So Alvaro goes to pick her up, but as he goes to, she doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Oh no.
So she moves and she goes to turn to like see what the heck he's doing, and she elbowed him in the face. She's not strong by any means, and it wasn't an attack on him, so you don't take any damage or anything like that.
It just startles him.
It just startles him.
Oh God, woman, stop moving!
Around his size.
Shenron, one fucking more remark, and you're gonna feel these fists.
While these two are arguing, could Aster give it a shot and lift her up?
Yes, go ahead and roll a strength check.
That is a 21.
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. Aster just walked over. I mean, at first she's kind of distracted by Alvaro and Shenron arguing that she doesn't notice Aster, who just comes up and just kind of scoops her up, and she gives a little yelp.
Hey, it's okay, it's okay. And I do that thing where it's like I have my hands under her arms, and I just give her like a big, like wholesome Naruto smile before I plop her on my shoulders.
So wait, okay. He's giving her like he's doing a piggyback ride with her, or like her on his shoulders, or is he like holding her over his shoulders like a sack of potatoes?
Like an actual piggyback ride.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
he's allowing her to. It's not a piggyback ride. I think it's called a neck ride.
I was
Something
gonna
like
say,
that?
yeah, she would be more so riding like her legs on her
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, when he does that, although although he's having the best of intentions, she does like yelp and she puts her hands over his face.
Oh God.
Oh, wow. They really turned off the lights.
I love this. Absolutely love it. This is fantastic. And
All
okay,
the-
and then
Oliveira's
little
gonna
brother
look at
like
them.
little brother pokes his head out from the jacket and like looks at Alvaro and just kind of gives this little meow at him like, Dad, I was taking a nap. What the hell?
What the hell?
Ew, what the hell?
I'm sorry. He's gonna look at little brother and he's going to just pretty much give him the face of I am so sorry. He feels so much for that kitten. Let's go.
Alright, so and as you're all like walking out, the woman looks at the little kitten whose head is poking out of the jacket and like she can see it like through the little hole in the hood, and she's looking down and she just kind of she takes her hands off of Aster's face, seeing now that he means no harm or anything like that, and she just kind of lightly she lets the kitten sniff her hands, and then she just kind of very lightly starts to pet the kitten's head, and the kitten starts to purr.
Careful, he's a chomper. Nyam, 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 nyam. Oh my god! Get the glitter off of my finger!
Glitter attack! Glitter attack!
I'm
Alright.
trying so hard to get this glitter off of me.
All
Cinder,
right.
are you a nommer? Are you a nommer? No. Nommer?
Love bites. Love nips. Okay. Anyways, is anybody else wanting to do anything else while you are here at the House of Mirrors?
No, I've done all I can really, like character wise.
Priority.
So you guys get to the service elevator. We'll say that you actually you actually figure out to use the call button on the elevator to ride it regularly up and down.
Oh, so it works. It's just it lied to us.
Yes. And we'll just say like basically it was Helena going, why don't we just push the button, and if it doesn't work I can tinker on it and see if I can make it work. And basically she pushed the button and it worked just fine. So Helena is like the real hero of this time because nobody else thought about that.
Facts.
All
of the males.
She's the one that would figure it out anyways.
All of the males in the elevator just awkwardly staring at her.
Yeah, but Aster's the only one who gives her like a bright smile and a thumbs up of like, "Wow, you're awesome, Helena."
Oh.
So much.
Chevron just has his arm and just shaking his head.
Alvaro's like scratching the back of his head and looking down at everybody's feet. He's like, well.
I like how like the elevator like didn't that at all.
Hashtag Helena, the true hero of anything mechanical.
Basically, like the street smart person, like really good mechanics. serious book readers are like, oh, we do this, that.
Yeah. What if we just like wrench it open?
Let's use strength. And Helena's like, you know what? Let's just use our skills.
Let's use our people skills, everybody. This is how an elevator works. Presses the button very slowly, and then it dings.
So basically, what you're saying is Al trusted
Yes,
a.
he so did.
It says it's about chemistry. It must be about chemistry. It's implied. It's about religion. Ah! It lied to me.
You lied.
All right. So at this time, we'll say you guys really didn't find anything else. I mean, as you left out the back door, because I mean, I'm sure they figured, why are we going to walk out the front door when we just took this person out from the basement? So let's not go out the front door.
Yeah, see.
Seems reasonable.
So you guys go out the back entrance because it's right there next to the, elevator doors as you get up onto the next floor. Everybody gets out, they leave. As you're walking out, you're like, well, as we're leaving, let's do another investigation. You didn't find anything else. It was, there was that mark on the wall. Everything else around looks totally perfectly fine. So then you guys decide to go back to the World Ward headquarters. Go inside and you kind of take a seat. And so we'll just say, because we're going to end this here, because I don't want to go too late with this being a holiday weekend. I want us to be able to all go to work on the last day of the week and get some good sleep. Everybody gets back. You're able to get this this mystery person to sit down. Little Stitch and Scarlet bring her some tea and some little snack things to eat. Nothing too major. Scarlet's showing this person her dolls, and this person kind of looks around, and she goes, "You have all shown me kindness. My name is Annika."
Wow.
Wow! 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 For all those who don't know who Annika is, wow! You little shit.
You guys couldn't figure that out from the description of her.
No, I had a little inkling because Annika's powers sounded really close to that, and I was like, isn't Annika like kind of like celestial? Like, doesn't her body glow and stuff? Like, it shimmers because she has light powers. Wow.
I mean, Annika did blind some.
Yeah.
She did. That she did. For those of you who don't know, Annika is a character that I have in one of our roleplay servers. So that's where she originally came into being. Although there's way more to this than any of these players have any idea of.
$5 says she's gonna blind all Pharaoh. He's gonna walk in on her changing, and he's just gonna be like, "Oh God, sorry," and she's gonna be like, "Ah," and then she like explodes.
Yeah, just blinds him, and now he's like blinded for the rest of his. Has to use the rest of his.
Like, God damn it!
Giving me ideas here. That's a bad thing to do. Anyways, that's where we're gonna end our session tonight. Very happy that we could finally get this episode done the last few weeks. Just had a few things that have come up for different ones of us, so we're very glad that we could do this when we come back. Not next week Thursday, but the following week. So next week we are going to be playing this Our Blessed Daemon Machina. That will be next week Thursday. So tune in tomorrow, where we will be when we will be playing Song of the Wilds 2.0. And then next week, Wednesday, will be Shenron or Josh Tehuman's his own D&D homebrew, Bane of the Waywards. Next week, Thursday, will be Blessed Daemon Machina. And then next week, Friday, will actually be The Great Poison. So we do a lot of us different switch off different. And Alvaro
Mine's
has
all YouTube.
Perfect. Yeah. So if you guys want to go ahead and do your social media plugs really quick here.
So mine's pretty easy. So mine's Pharaoh Calcs, and that's so you do Pharaoh, and then it's CALX. On TikTok, it's Pharaoh170. That's
Yeah.
mine.
First, you me, and it's just the Twitch channel. Also, on there.
I go by EB Streamer on Twitch, and it will actually be my game that I DM, Song of the Wilds, that will be tomorrow.
Perfect. And then although I know she was not in for it, Helena, hers is Carly Pearl Cosplay. I believe that's on all the social medias.
No.
No? I thought it is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he was saying that someone else. And then I think Scarlett's I think is in enchant.lin.
It's just
Okay. And I won't say I'm not gonna do mine just because mine is long and confusing and it's Norwegian, so I won't plug mine in. But if you follow us, you'll be finding mine other weeks, that kind of stuff. So mine does get plugged in. Just I'm too tired to do it tonight. So I love all of you. Miss you. We will see you tomorrow or next week or whenever we see you next. I'm in most, if not pretty much all of the D&D campaigns, as with most of us. So yeah, we will see you next time.
See you guys! Bye!
See ya.
Bye!